Hello, we're back again. We are
Julia from Creative971.
and I'm Natalia from Think Natalia, and today we would like to talk a little bit more about specific questions in e-commerce, respectively personal branding. So the first question I have for you is, let's say I am a Dubai-based company and I have a local store, a physical store, and I'm selling soaps. And my business is growing, and after some time I would also be interested in selling my soaps online. The challenge is that I'm looking for a platform or for somebody who could help me merging things like my accounting and my stock taking and getting all of these information online. So where do I even start, and how can you help me with that?
Exactly. That's actually a very common situation or scenario that we face as a company, right? Our company is very retail oriented, so we do see the struggle of the retail businesses, and that's exactly what Natalia's soap business is about, right? So you have, for example, a store where you're selling the soaps, and then you need your systems to connect, to talk to each other, because you have a website that will be set up, right? And we do work on Shopify and Shopify Plus, so we definitely would set up the website. Either you want it fully bespoke or you want it along a theme. I mean, we can also elaborate later on what are the pros and cons for that probably, but for now it's important your website is online and you just need to basically connect the offline and the online and have what we call is an omni-channel solution, right? Which bridges your gap between online and offline, and we definitely can help you in doing that, in whether you're selling something in store or you're selling something on the website. Your inventory count is synced and it keeps on like simplifying your business and your business process.
Okay, and how long would you need for that? Is it a process of a month? Is it a year? Is it somewhere in the middle? Just to get an idea, because I guess that's a huge project, right?
Yeah, and that's a question we get asked a lot. I mean, let's say if you're not having the website yet, right? It depends on if you're getting the website fully from scratch, like a bespoke build, that usually takes a bit longer, right? A bit longer, I'm talking about the entire project maybe around 4 months. If we're talking simply about the setup, the connection, it should usually be done anywhere between 2.5 to 3 months.
Oh,
so yeah, your competitive edge is really in the time that it takes, because considerable other platforms or probably other solutions usually take 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, and then by the time you're actually planning to be online and by the time you are online, you've already lost a year. And that's what holds back a lot of businesses, but that's exactly where Shopify or Shopify Plus comes in terms of saying, okay guys, here, this is really how it can save you time and how it can help you to smarten up your business and be more efficient for you and your stuff.
Love it. I was really not sure how long it would take, but that's a strong selling point.
It's very good actually. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. What is it about personal branding that you would like to know from me today?
Well, actually, that's a good part. I know in terms of personal branding, businesses, we know that nowadays they invest in personal branding of their employees, right? Like bigger companies or in general companies. But why would I do that if I own a business or if I'm in the HR or if I'm in development of people? Like, what would motivate me to invest in personal branding for my employees?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, because some people are afraid, oh my God, I'm investing in my employees and I'm helping them becoming more visible, which is already a good argument for it, and then they just walk away. I don't think that. If you invest in your employees, they will be more motivated, they will go the extra mile, they will be more creative, they will come up with better results, and you can not only use that, of course, for your business to generate more revenue, but you can also use their stories and you can use their journey for your content strategy, and you can, through that, also motivate new potential new talents, because through that you can also then show your company culture, you can show how it feels to work for you, you can introduce the people that are behind the brand, and that could then also motivate more people to actually invest in you or in your services, because I think nowadays we do not really buy stuff or products or services because we want to buy them because you're more competitive. Maybe it's a huge price difference, but in the majority of times we simply fell in love with the story. We fell in love with the people behind it, with the campaigns, with the hashtags, with the video that went viral. So if you invest in a personal brand of your employees, these are all things that you can definitely also then use to build more, how can I say that? Get more visibility, make everybody happier, be more interesting, and so many more things.
And I guess that's a good point to touch on, because if you're looking at why are social media influencers, or in general YouTubers, or why are they so why that industry is so booming, right? Because I believe it's just genuinely the care and the compassion and empathy of the individuals, right? That we are after. We're in a world where we have everything is accessible to a certain extent, but what we're lacking is true, genuine content, true, genuine person that we want to connect with, right? Yeah. So whether that's us two sitting here and you feel you can actually share and get an impact on what content we do create for you, or it's, I mean, as you mentioned it, for a company, and that's a big asset, which with all the digitalization and virtual reality and a lot of e-commerce stuff that we work with gets sometimes a bit detached, it's always important to bring that in the content strategy. And that actually brings me to my next point, right? The businesses we work with, and also I think most of the businesses want to know, how can I improve my content strategy in order to like reach more sales, you know, to meet my expectations for let's say the next quarter or for the next 6 months that I have?
I think that one of the best or most relevant questions that you can ask yourself is, what are the brands or what are the people that I love to follow? And then ask yourself, why on earth are you following them? So create a list, and through that you will realize that the brands that you actually like, they will always do something to make you look forward to their next piece of content. And it's always something that makes you think, laugh, smile, something that educates you, entertains you, informs you. So you have to trigger emotions with me. And then if you have already invested in your employees, if they are very marketable, I would definitely also encourage them to be part of my content strategy. Everybody will feel flattered, people will like it, and I think that this is key, that you need to portray this information, you need to take me by the hand, take me on your journey. This is key. And then besides that, you can actually advertise and sell. I wouldn't make selling the core point of my content strategy. There are still so many businesses out there who do that. And for me, that is a big mistake. So change from selling and creating problems into telling stories and solving problems.
Exactly, and this is where we bridge back to Gary Vee, as we had in our last video. Provide value, right? Motivational Monday, Wisdom Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. Provide a value to your audience. That value will make the people stick to you, believe in you, and buy into you. Whether you sit there and you're probably I don't know, like you have a slip up while we're talking, you know, it just all makes us human, and that's what lets you guys connect with us. And I love what just Dr. Natalia said about take a list down and take down those points. So now, coming to the end of the video, we want to share with you, I want you guys for e-commerce, take a pen, take a paper, open a new journal, start calling it my e-commerce blueprint, whatever you want to call it, start naming it. What do I want to achieve? Why do I want to sell soaps, right? Or whatever the product or service is what I want to sell. Write it down why you want to sell it. Not because next month, you know, I'm going to buy a LV bag or whatever. Write down what deep inside you motivates and why you're doing that. And you have your first value proposition and you have your content to work on. So I want you to work that out. In the next video, I hope we can read some comments and share some parts.
Yeah, share it with us.
This is my e-commerce part. Now you have to do also something for content strategy and branding.
Yeah.
So what would be your takeaway for it?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, literally analyze your own behavior on social media. So ask yourself, which are the brands, personal brands that I really love. Analyze their content strategy, figure out what it is that they are great at, and add a huge portion of you to that and use that as the foundation for your content strategy. I am sure people will fall in love with you.
Okay, so you know your homework. We'll see you next time.
Bye.